We are live. Hello, Sarit Gafan.
Hello, Spencer Shaw. Thanks for the pronunciation.
It's really quite funny that coming into the podcast on mental health, I just feel totally overwhelmed by everything that just hit me a few minutes ago.
Wow. Do you want to talk about it?
Okay, let's go there. So,
If you want to,
no,
but
let's do it. Okay. So,
because I was going to ask you how you are anyway, as
okay.
far as I can see.
So I got a WhatsApp message and a voice note from my wife. She's got the sickness bug that has gone around. We have to pick up our kid from school, and my car is in the garage having its MOT done, which I'm waiting for an SMS update or a phone call, even during this podcast. So it's kind of all happening at the same time. It's amazing. I can have my car somewhere being fixed, get notified. I can do interesting logistics with kids. He won't be left on the street corner. Yet the expectation placed upon me from technology is to be able to drop whatever it is I'm doing. And whilst I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone I love, gosh, it's massive expectations, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
Which comes in nicely to what we're talking about. This is mental health technology. Is it good tech? Is it toxic tech? How do we deal with this?
Do you,
But please introduce yourself to the audience first before we get into it.
well, I will in a minute, but I just would like to invite you to take a moment for yourself because, that sounds really stressful. Yeah.
I will.
And, if at any point you want to stop the podcast and go and do what you need to do or be on your own, then please do, because that's the most important thing. This can wait.
Yeah. But I've done that Western thing and had a bunch of coffee now.
Okay, okay, all right. If look, if that's what helps, then brilliant,
Well, it
brilliant.
does. Well, it gets me thinking, and I'm calm now. I'm getting into it.
Okay.
Um, and I've really enjoyed thinking about this podcast. Because I know the work you're involved in will help so many people. And I think in the tech industry, it's so overwhelming. The amount of notifications that is a wonderful technology that exists today can give you. I mean, thinking WhatsApp alone, WhatsApp groups. Oh, that's my alarm going off. What from WhatsApp groups to so many notifications. We're all connected the whole time. Is that always a good thing?
Mm,
I feel overwhelmed. I know other people do. How are we meant to deal with this? How do we stay happy and creative?
mm. Yeah. Well, I meditated on how best to serve through this podcast, and needless to say, my notes are over there on my meditation couch, but that's fine because I think they're still in here, which is good. Um, I feel that we could invite people to do a mental health tech pledge for World Mental Health Day tomorrow, which is to think about where is the pain point for them with tech? What is the thing that makes their mental health contract and get smaller and feel tense? What is one thing that they could do to allow it to expand and relax? So, for example, I was thinking about what it is for me. I'm a highly sensitive person, and that means that I get a lot of feedback off of everything around me, people, tech, everything. So for me, having a phone on and near me, it's very easy for me to get sucked into that energy. I imagine it's like that for a lot of people, but for me, I think, I believe that I feel it more intensely, which is why I don't have my notifications on. except for text messages because no one uses those. And then that way I say to people, if you really need me, either call me, because a phone call to me is right, somebody really needs to talk to me now, or send me a text message which will cut through because I don't have my WhatsApp notifications on. I don't have Facebook on my phone anymore. So I'm inviting people. I think this is what the universe has asked me to say today is to invite people to think about what their key mental health tech pain point is. What is the one thing that they could change that would really lighten their mental health load as far as tech is concerned? How does that sound?
I love it. But if I think about myself, nothing obviously jumps out at me. I feel like, you know what I need? I need a tech audit. I need someone to almost audit how I interact with tech on what devices and then work out what gives me the most pain.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's doing that. Well, that's something that you do, but I feel like if someone could identify that thing that just winds me up,
Thing is,
then
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, that was it. That was a
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
oh, no, it's gone.
You're saying the thing that winds you up, the one thing
Yeah,
that winds you up.
yeah, it's that one. I feel like there is something there, but then I think, is it life? So being contactable by the loved ones in my life the whole time via WhatsApp during a busy day can often cause tension. I'd like that not to happen, but if they need to get hold of me, then I guess that's the modern contract in a relationship that you can be gotten hold of. So maybe it's nothing to do with tech. Maybe it's something else. Or is it doom scrolling? Or is it doom scrolling at night? Is it using the phone on the toilet? Is it, which everyone does? Um, like, what is it? I'd love to know.
So I'm glad that you said the but because I don't expect people to know instantly what their pain point is. I think the universe wants people to reflect on this. I think the universe and me as well. I think the universe would like people to be more mindful about it as a starting point. And actually, that's what my pledge to myself for World Mental Health Day this year is to challenge myself, to start challenging myself, because I'm not expecting myself to be able to do it like that, to start practicing challenging myself as to why I'm looking at my phone. Now, I tried this, I think it's still here. I tried this by putting a little question mark, it's faded away now, over my camera so that when I open my phone, that should be the first thing I see and it should trigger, wait a minute, do I need to look at my phone? And that worked for a bit, but then I kind of got blind to it and just ignored it. So I need to take it a step further and actually decide and intend that I'm just going to start being more mindful about it and check in with myself. Hold on a minute. Am I just mindlessly picking up my phone as a force of habit? Or do I actually need to communicate with someone? So that's my pledge to myself. But I invite you to take some time to reflect or meditate, however you best do that. I don't know, maybe you do a dance and that's when your best ideas come, or drawing or walking in nature, whatever it is, and just see what comes up.
Okay, I will do that. I
Yeah,
like it. I'll try that challenge.
yeah, try, but don't judge yourself if you can't do it because it's as you say, it's an enormous. There's so much, and an audit would be great. I wish I did offer that. Maybe next year I will.
You know what I find quite strange, which is, I work in tech. I'm a CTO. I work with a lot of developers, and a lot of people who are into tech, especially the tech entrepreneurs, love nature. it's it's like you have people who couldn't be in a normal office, so they had to create something using this cool tech, and they like the newness, and it's meant to make the world a better place. But they themselves live in a stunning little hut somewhere, or maybe a big place, but it's surrounded by nature, and they'll go these amazing nature trips, or you'll see videos of them exploring the world. And I think, oh wow, because they built everything to get the money to be able to do all this cool stuff, not involving tech. And the rest of the world has to consume the tech they built. Whilst the people who built the tech don't often use the tech.
Wow.
So I remember reading somewhere, I think it was Zuckerberg, that he didn't let his kids use a smartphone. I might have made that up, but I'm pretty sure it was him. But there was definitely something about, well, they didn't let their kids use their own social media platforms. And I think a lot of people do that. They don't want their kids to use a tech that they built, or maybe they know what is how it's designed. They know the social media companies are designed to hook you in. But
Wow.
I can definitely relate to the fact that developers like nature, apart from the ones who have a lot of allergies, who really don't like nature. It's like there's two types of developers: the ones that want more screen time, the ones that want less screen time.
Can I ask you something? Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
Oh, hang on.
It's
Have I?
it, yeah, it was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is. Yeah, it's all
No,
about how social media is designed to keep us hooked on it and addicted to it and thinking about it and all sorts of stuff.
I haven't, but I've been really off the ball on Netflix recently because my TV died about 4 months ago,
Oh.
and I didn't replace it because I wanted to see what life would be like without a screen, a big screen in the lounge. Now, truth is, we didn't get rid of the TV because it was hiding what was behind it. So we just had the dead TV in our lounge. Here's
Okay.
the thing, I ended up spending more time on my phone. And here's the thing, that means my entertainment, my work, my social life, my communications all come from one device, the phone. Before it was split, some phone, some bigger screen. So I'm thinking, what have I had a fair experiment with not having this TV? Now, ironically, the TV magically fixed itself. I don't know how. It just suddenly decided to work again. Um, but I'm still watching a lot less of that screen, just replaced now with the smaller screen. I feel like in my heart, I want to be a family that doesn't have the screen in the house that is the source of all entertainment. I feel like evenings should be we gather around the piano or the violin, or people entertaining each other or talking. I really am trying that.
Hmm.
But then I think, am I nuts? Or maybe there's something else just that makes me hate the screens. Or does it always work? So I think I'm trying to find that balance.
Hmm.
I
I
don't know what
noted. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I guess as I'm talking and trying to work out where the frustration is, like, is it the smartphone? Is it the screen? Is it the commercialization of the tech?
Hmm.
Is it the negative influences? Because if you take a screen itself, it's not a problem. Say a bigger screen, a TV. People watch TV now for well since the 1950s, 1960s. But the quality of the programming with the constant advertisements and horrendously woke programming sometimes, or just things shoved in your face that isn't safe for kids, which makes me question other things. So it's not the tech, is it the use of the tech?
Yeah,
There's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack.
there is, and I heard you say should as well, and I'm wondering where that comes from because yeah, have you heard this phrase "shoulding all over yourself"? We do, we do. We should all over ourselves, and it comes from somewhere else. I'm not saying that um, that I'm not saying that you shouldn't connect with your family and have less device time. Quite the contrary. I'm all for it, and it's something I'm trying to do as well within my household. Um, but what then what do? We need to connect, and that requires effort. That requires effort. Connecting in real time with your family, with a real person. And we've been so conditioned to rely on our entertainment coming from external sources or from devices that it's going to take time to drop or let go or reduce that habit. So we need to be prepared for that, and we need to be invested and committed if we want to make positive changes. Sounds exhausting, doesn't it?
Easier to watch something.
Exactly, but this is the thing. It is about the easy life. With a lot of people who have stressful jobs and they come home and all they want to do is escape from it. And lo and behold, there's a screen that if you just press one button, it will take you away from whatever you've come from, and you don't have to do anything.
So you've written a book recently
Yes.
called The Gratitude Goldmine.
Yes. Ta-da!
So I've started reading it now. Um,
Oh, hooray. Thank
I'm just
you.
getting into it.
Oh,
Um, and it's really good. So thank you for writing that. I think a lot of people will benefit from it.
thank you.
Um, Now, question. So, should we have gratitude for the tech in our lives, or is it a case that we need to limit the tech in our lives? So let's just say you're feeling overwhelmed from the impact tech has.
Mm.
Is the correct response to have gratefulness for the tech, or is it take practical action and limit tech? Or am I conflating different points?
I like your exploration of the subject and the way that you're connecting it. What I would say is with tech, there is a lot to be grateful for, but the bigger question is what will make you happier? Will reducing your device consumption, tech consumption, exposure, I think is a better word, will that make you happier? So, with gratitude, and I say this in the book quite a lot, is I'm not saying it's the answer to everything. I'm saying it's a part of a holistic, positive lifestyle for me. And so, feeling grateful for the things that make my life easy is one of those strategies that I have in place. So, yes, tech, for example, I'm speaking to you on this amazing microphone that my fiance got me for my birthday because he's like the wind beneath my wings, really trying to help me fly. This lovely webcam from my brother in law and sister in law. So, this is all making our connection possible. So, I'm extremely grateful for that. But that doesn't mean I'm saying I owe it to the tech to give it more attention. I'm grateful for it, but it is here to support me in my life, and I need to make sure that I control my life and the tech doesn't control my life, which is why I've backed off from Facebook, and which is why I don't have my notifications on, because I felt like every time a ping went off, and this is the science behind it, you get a dopamine hit. Oh, somebody's liking me or someone's validating me. and that is how it controls you. I don't want to live like that. Do you?
I don't, but I have to from a business perspective. For me, it's all about LinkedIn. So this podcast will get posted on LinkedIn, and I'll see who interacts with it. And I have to do that because that's how I'm going to raise awareness of it. And I also want to get involved in cool projects where I can, add my value. So I have to do it. But then the ping happens, or the like happens, and or no, but it doesn't happen. That's what kills me. When I put my heart and soul into something, and I craft some amazing message, and it's silence,
Yeah.
and it hurts.
Yeah. So we're giving it the power to hurt us and to make us feel less than we are. We're giving that silence or that lack of response and engagement, we're giving it power to reduce our value when it doesn't have that power.
But that leads into a much bigger thing. So many a tech entrepreneur, you have an idea, you put your heart and soul into it, you get emotionally attached to it. Rightly or wrongly, you get emotionally attached to it. And statistics show 9 out of 10 startups will fail. 1 out of 10 make it massive, but 9 out of 10 fail. You never go into it thinking yours is the one that's going to fail. And then it does, or it doesn't go according to plan, or things go wrong, and you feel crushed. Now, I know that's life, it's not tech, but tech seems to have exaggerated the impact. And that's when I think maybe the practice of gratitude is the balancing factor in that, to not get too attached, to appreciate all the blessings in your life, and to appreciate the journey.
You mentioned not getting too attached, which is great. So that's more like mindfulness, which is brilliant. If you can nail mindfulness and gratitude, I'm sure you'll be even happier.
How are they different? Because in my head, they're the same.
Yeah, well, so I actually believe that gratitude can be considered a form of mindfulness because you're being present with what's around. Although mindfulness is more curious observation of what's present. I'm going to ask you in a minute if we can have a self-care break because I don't like to sit down for too long. I need to have a little bit of movement.
Okay.
Give you a good place to edit.
I like that. Okay. Cool.
But gratitude. So gratitude is being aware of and appreciating this is my definition, being aware of and appreciating all the things that are going right for you, within you, and all around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you see the difference between mindfulness and gratitude?
I need it one more time.
Okay, no worries. Let's have the self-care break.
Okay,
It
fine.
might be a cleaner edit.
No worries. Okay.
I'm just literally going to walk around for like a minute or so and just stretch.
I need a wee.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So we're talking about the difference between mindfulness and gratitude.
Yeah.
Sarit, over to you.
Thank you. So mindfulness is more a curious observation of what is, what's present in your mind, or it can be anything, you can apply it to anything. But if you're practicing mindfulness, you're just looking and observing. I actually prefer kindfulness. This is something that was highlighted to me by my wonderful friend Shamash Aladina, complete mindfulness guru, an amazingly good egg. A phrase coined by Ajahn Brahm, a monk, that mindfulness is not mindfulness without kindness. So you've got to look with curiosity, but also without judgment and with kindness. So that's mindfulness, curious observation. Gratitude, in my mind, and based on my relationship with gratitude, is appreciating and being aware of all the things that are going right for you within you and around you. So when I say within you, it could be, each of your eyes has 2 million working parts. And if they're, if your vision is good or great, that's 2 million miracles. Or in fact, it's 4 million miracles. I'm not saying it's all just about the quantitative side of things, but those things are mind blowing. Like something like 200 muscles it takes for you to walk one step. All those kinds of amazing facts. So does that make sense to you, the difference?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's okay. Just say.
No, it does. One's about being curious.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is about appreciating all the things that miraculously just work.
It's more of a focusing. You're steering yourself when you're in gratitude. When you're in mindfulness, regardless of what your thoughts are, you're looking at them. Gratitude, you're more steering yourself to look at the positive, what's going right. So with mindfulness, you might be noticing angry thoughts or sad thoughts. You're not going to try and steer them to better thoughts. You're just accepting them and looking at them.
So if I have a thought that might be negative, because I've been feeling overwhelmed from being pinged too many times, then there's an element of judging that thought. Because you have the thought that it's judging, oh, it's a bad thought. And then if I want, I can then consciously work on gratitude to think good thoughts and change my energy.
But I please encourage you and everyone not to force it and not to try and say to yourself, I should feel grateful. A more mindful question or kindful question would be, what do I feel able to be grateful for about this? Is there anything that I feel able to be grateful for? And if you find there isn't anything that you feel able to, you need some kindness. If you're not able to feel grateful, you must be feeling quite low.
I like the inner voice there. It's a very kind voice.
We need it.
So the modern world, it's got a crazy pace of life sometimes.
Yes.
And I know in your book you talk a bit about this.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to see if we can try and slow down a little bit and be more kindful, actually. And I feel that gratitude facilitates that. So if I've had a really busy day and I actually try to avoid packing things in like I used to in my 20s and actually in my 30s, I would pack everything in and then I burnt out. So now I really try to avoid packing things in. But if I have had an intense day, when I sit down to eat, I take a moment of mindful gratitude, actually. So mindful gratitude, double dose of goodness, is what's present with me here, what's on my plate, and how did it get here, and how amazing is that? So I might do it in a sort of mental way, but more often than not, I'll actually just put a hand on my heart, go inside and go, wow, I'm here. And I'm just present with my food. I don't have to answer to anyone right now. I don't have to talk to anyone. I can just be present with my food this food has come to me, maybe, because I've worked for it, or, I've had to receive from a food bank recently because, things have been difficult. So, and just taking a moment and, energetically, sometimes I'm able to just send out a vibe of gratitude from inside of me to the plate of food, to my whole flat, the four walls, the heating, everything, the water, and then, just I visualize it going out to the whole world. That really helps me slow down and calm down. I don't know if you can tell, but my energy, I can feel just by talking about it, my energy's sort of more relaxed and more grounded.
Just from talking about it.
Yeah.
Do you think that as we have more AI in the world, that we might end up in a situation where we don't have to work harder because we're always chasing, and instead, actually, the AI allows us to work less, be more present, and be more mindful?
I think it could happen if we are kindful about it and we don't let it control us. But I also argue, and this is my spiritual side speaking, so there's artificial intelligence, but I work with HI, which for me is highest intelligence. And I believe it's also in my book, I talk a little bit about it. For me, the highest intelligence is like the best, most intelligent part of myself that I believe is directly connected to the divine. And so my hope is, yes, maybe AI will help us to slow down and be able to work smarter and less and relax more. But that is what I'm working with now for that purpose, so that I don't have to rush around and bust my gut. It doesn't mean I don't work. It doesn't mean I don't put effort in. It means it's laser focused effort because I've received guidance or I've received information. This is how you can serve the world best, rather than me kind of running around and trying to, put all my stuff out there to so many people. I'm asking, how can I serve the world best? I'm asking my HI, how can I serve the world best? Who needs my help?
I like it. Do you think we're heading towards that type of future where more people will be tapping into that?
The HI or the AI? Or both?
Yeah, both.
I definitely, I'm sensing, and from what I can see, that yes, people are tapping into AI more. I find it fascinating, but I'm also quite cautious. Um, I feel like it's really important for us to keep the soul part of things. Like that's why I won't use AI to write my stuff for me. I've got a soul, and my soul has a lot to say, so I'm going to allow my soul to write for me. But other people might not feel connected to their soul, so they use AI, and great. If it serves, brilliant. But I do in my circles, yes, a lot more people are tuning into the divine to make their lives better and to find out how they can serve. Yes, absolutely. Let's hope they can work hand in hand. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Oh man.
Mm.
Just before we end, if people want to buy your book, how should they do that?
Ah, thank you for asking. Well, it's called Gratitude Goldmine. It's available on Amazon, both in print and on Kindle. And if you buy it before Friday on Kindle, you can get it for £1.99 because I wanted to make it more accessible to people, especially for World Mental Health Day.
Right. Sarit Gafan, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's been lovely.